This is the plaintiff, Juan Romo. He says he's known the defendant for 17 years because they live in the same building, and she and her daughter agreed to buy 2 puppies from him from a new litter his dog had. He gave her the puppies. The defendant always had a crazy excuse as to why she couldn't pay, and when he paid her a visit to collect his money, her son came out and strangled him. She owes him $800 for the puppies, and that's what he's suing for, right here, right now. This is the defendant, Dawn Layden Violano. She says she purchased 1 puppy from the defendant, only owed him $25. On New Year's Eve, the plaintiff got really drunk, started kicking her door and screaming she owed him $1,000. He pushed her down. She crashed into a counter. Everything crashed to the ground, and he was arrested. Bottom line, she owes this crazy guy nothing. And if anyone's owed money today, it's her. She's accused of pooping out on puppy payments. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,962 for property damage.
All parties, please use your right hand. Be seated. Come to order. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Juan Romo, you are suing Dawn Layden Violano for $800, the cost of 2 puppies that, according to you, she still owes you for. You have a counterclaim against him for $1,962 for items you say he's damaged of yours and plus vet bills.
That's correct.
Okay, this ought to be fun. Let me hear from you first.
All right, well, it all started, I moved into the building where she lives at, like April last year. And while I was living there, staying there, a friend of mine owns the building. He's the manager of the building. So he let me stay in the basement apartment that he made down there. And I had my dog living with me, and he has a dog also that I sold him like 7 years ago. Since our 2 dogs were together, you know, they ended up mating. She knows I had the dogs there, and she was like, when the puppies come, can I get a puppy? And I said, sure, when they come out, I'll let you look at them, whatever. So obviously, yeah, when they were born, they kept asking me, you want to see the puppies, you want to see the puppies? I said, you can't, you got to wait until they're at least 4 weeks old because I don't want nobody come and, you know, getting sick or whatever, you know? So I said, sure. As soon as it was ready to go, listen, I got the puppies ready. I already sold a couple of them. You can only choose by this.
How many puppies were born?
Altogether, there was 7.
Okay.
So I did sell one to her daughter first. I sold
For how much?
For $250, 'cause I know her daughter since 2003. She used to date a good friend of mine's.
Okay.
So the mother's like, well, I want a puppy too. And her brother said, I want a puppy too. I said, all right, no problem.
Is the brother a grown-up?
He's like 28 years old.
Okay.
So I said, no problem. When they're ready, you guys come see him. So I showed him, oh, I want this one, I want this one. I said, can you afford it? Yeah, we're gonna afford it. How much you want from? I said, well, listen, I sold her this one for $250. I want $400 for these. These are nice. One was all white, and one was all tan. So I said, $400. I said, yeah, you give it to me in payments. I give it to you, you know what I mean? Pay me something on it. The daughter said, June, if any problems, let me know. I'll help them pay for it. I didn't really want to bother the daughter with this. So I kept asking the mother, you know, when your son's going to pay for it, when your son's going to make these payments, when you guys going to make the payments for the dog.
So you gave them the 2 dogs?
I gave them the 2 dogs. They live right upstairs.
So you gave 1 dog to the adult son.
I sold 3 dogs to them altogether.
No, yeah, they're not. You're trying to group them. I'm trying to separate them. You gave one. The one sale's complete. It's your friend, the daughter, and then you sold 1 to the son, and then you sold 1 to her. And according to you, the price for the son and for her is each $400.
Yes.
And how much did they give you at all up front?
Nothing.
Nothing.
At all. Nothing
and
at
did
all.
she pay anything at any point in time for the dog?
Nothing.
Nothing. And did the son pay anything at any point for the dog?
No one paid me anything. No
Okay, so what is she saying in response to your complaints? Hey, where's the money? Where's the money? What's she saying?
Well, both her sons were there every day, and she took control of the payments. She said, listen, one of my sons ain't working, the other one is in rehab, so I'm going to pay for the dogs. I said, if you can't pay for the dogs, give them back. So no, give me a couple of days, figure it out. Next thing you know, she said she went to the vet. She went to the animal shelter. The animal shelter gave her so much food for free that she ain't got to get rid of the dogs because she could take care of them. So, okay, then maybe I'll start getting my money soon. Nothing. Another week go by, ask again, nothing. Finally, New Year's Eve, I want to dead all debts with everybody, New Year's. That way, nobody owes me nothing. If you don't pay me, I'm going to scratch what you owe me anyways come New Year's.
I'm going to what?
Scratch what you owe me. You owe me nothing.
Why do you do that?
Because I'd rather not deal with nobody after that.
Okay.
You know, those people. If you owe me money and you
went
don't pay
out
me by
New Year's in a
Year's,
bang, right?
you gotta go. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, let's talk about what happened New Year's. Go ahead.
She sent me a text like the day before talking about she went to the bank, ATM took her money, her card. I said, all right, we'll go in the bank, get me $50 or something out of there. You need to withdraw. Oh, I lost my ID. All right. That was a Friday morning. It comes Saturday, New Year's Eve, I don't hear from them. So I was about to go out of town. I go to Wallingford every weekend, spend time with my daughters and my baby mom's here. And I told her, give me 1 second, let me go knock on this lady's door before I leave, see if she can give me a couple dollars. Go knock on the door, it became an argument. I don't got no money, get out of here, this and that. So you give me the damn excuse every time. So it became an argument, that's about it. But her son was outside in the front or whatever, and he must have heard the argument. He comes running up the stairs, and he grabs me by the throat. I'm on the steps. I tried forcefully to get up. I ended up grabbing the rail, so supposedly the rail broke, I don't know. After that, I called the police and said, listen, this is what happened. And they didn't really want to hear the story like that because they said, hey, we don't see no marks in your neck. But I didn't shave that. It was all the way down in here. It was almost midnight.
So the police arrest you?
They arrested me because I came back and she told them a different story that I went upstairs banging on the door with a baseball bat.
He was intoxicated.
I'm not asking you. Go ahead.
Why would I want to go over there banging on the door? I just knocked on her door with my hand. And at 1:30, I never even went upstairs.
One theory would be that if you intimidate them enough, they'll pay you the money that they owe you. That might be a reason.
Well, I did go at 11:30, knocked on the door. But at 1:30, I was downstairs in the basement, and she was arguing with me. I was in my doorway, and she was upstairs on the second floor, and my first floor neighbor was in between telling me, June, just relax. I said, man, this lady don't want to give me no money for my shit. She said, yeah, but, got the baby, try to sleep. I said, all right. I go in the apartment. I sit down. Next thing you know, the house surrounded. Police end up going inside my apartment, dragging me out of there. They didn't find no bats. They didn't find no gun, supposedly, because she said I was going to kill her and her whole family with a gun. But ended up getting arrested for a misdemeanor.
This is all New Year's Eve?
Yeah, till 5 o'clock in the morning.
That's incorrect what he said. Shayna purchased one puppy for $300. My son purchased another puppy for $200. He said, listen, I know you're on a fixed income. I'll give you the last one because all three of you are buying one. You can take the last one. Take them for $150. He said, you live right upstairs. They're going to a good home. I know you'll take care of them. I said, okay. The same day they both purchased the puppy, I gave him $100. I said,
Were you present when your mom gave him $100?
Yeah, and my brother also.
Both your mother and your brother handed him $100?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have no bill of sale for any of this, right? No. So you tell me what happens on New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, he was drinking, and he came up and he wanted his money. And I said, June, I don't have the money. I said, I tried to get money out of the bank today. I can't get it out. I have a direct express card.
Yeah, but why hadn't you paid anything from October? Maybe you can't afford a dog and you shouldn't have one.
Like, what
excuses? According to him, you're giving him excuses for 2 solid months.
I didn't give him excuses. I was paying him. He was coming up my house eating.
How much were you paying him?
He would come. I gave him the $100. This wasn't.
No. How much? I want to hear how much you were paying him.
I paid him $100, and then I owed him $50. I owed him $50 total.
So then you weren't paying him. What are you talking about? Then you paid him $100 the first day. So I was paying him isn't something that was happening. Why did you just say that? According to you, she paid you $0.
$0.
And her daughter, your friend, says that she gave you $100 that day.
No, actually, it was the daughter that gave me the money from her puppy that day.
No, it was.
It was.
Your Honor, the puppy.
This is where paperwork comes in handy, right?
Oh, yeah.
He needs to prove that he's charging you $400 for the puppy, but you need to prove what you've already paid.
Right.
And I'm trying to figure out the one you have to prove. He doesn't have a bill of sale. The thing that you're in charge of always being able to prove is what you pay somebody by getting a receipt.
Right.
Or bringing me a canceled check.
Right.
And that's where you have $0.
Right, because we paid him in cash, and I figured with the text saying that I only owed, that I had.
Where's the text? What?
The text that he said, "Can you grab me the $50?"
That doesn't mean you only owe $50. You're telling him I can't get money. Dog ate my homework. And he says to you, "Come on, grab me a $50." That doesn't mean that there's $50 left at all. That doesn't prove that.
I mean,
so if that's what you're hanging your hat on, forget about it. And how do you figure that you're able to prove to me that you're owed $400 for dogs that on Facebook I can see you posted the price of the dogs is $300?
Yes, Your Honor. And this is the dog she's talking about?
I don't care. Answer what I just asked.
Now, that dog
Let me see the dog. Actually, I do care. I want to see if it's a pit bull or if it's a bulldog. Let me see.
The dog is from a different litter. The one I posted on Facebook, it came from a different litter.
Oh, my God. That's the cutest thing I ever saw.
Yeah, it's only like 5 weeks old.
Oh, it's delicious.
Yeah, it's a nice dog.
Why do you suppose he's so angry on New Year's Eve?
Well, he was intoxicated, very intoxicated. He broke my door down. He got arrested 3 times
what's
that night.
What's he mad about? If you just owe him a measly and everything else is all paid up by what do you suppose would set somebody off?
I don't know. He fought with the guy across the street and got arrested also. And the lady next door, he argued with. I mean, when somebody drinks, they just come out of their character.
According to you, there's $400 damage to a table. Please prove that.
The table, I don't have any. I can't prove the table, but I can prove everything
else. You grab the $400 out of the air? I mean, how do you come across that it's $400?
I mean, our neighbor downstairs was upstairs. She's also, she's a neighbor with him also, but.
Is she a furniture maker?
No, she's not.
Okay, a furniture repair person. All right. A banister repair, $25. What's that about?
He
grabbed the banister.
When he was drunk going up the stairs, he kept pushing it in, and it was just a measly. It came out of the. There was a bracket holding it on. He ripped it out.
So somebody had to screw it back in?
No, when he pulled it, it broke the drywall. So they had to put a piece of drywall.
So show me a picture of that.
I don't have a picture of that one.
Okay. Do you have a picture of something?
Yes.
What do you have a picture of?
The tires he flattened in my truck.
He flattened tires on your truck?
And I also have a statement from our neighbor, a witness.
Just a second, back it up. When did he flatten tires on your truck?
This was the night we were arguing. I guess the lady
all
was
this
outside.
is on the 31st?
Yeah. He was really, really intoxicated. I'd never seen him like that.
Did you ever see her?
Yeah, occasionally.
On the 31st, did you see her?
No, I nenever seen her on the 31st. The police. No.
So, according to you, he slashes your tires on the 31st?
I don't know if he slashed them. The lady said he put something in
Punctured
there.
him?
Yeah, he punctured him.
What lady says that?
Our neighbor.
Did he get arrested for that too?
I think it was in with the harassment and the breach of peace.
Did you get arrested for punching her tires?
No, I have the police report there. There's nothing like that with the banister, the coffee table, or the tires on the police report.
Let me see the police report. So, did you slash her tires? Yes or no?
Me? No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I know what car you're talking about, but that car's not there.
Why don't you have the witness here to tell me all about how? Why do you just have an affidavit on this one enormous thing?
She's in a wheelchair.
So, what's that to do with anything?
I got a letter from her.
Well, is it notarized?
No.
So you could have written that outside, right? Let's see it. She says that she heard you going around the side of the building.
I think she said she actually seen him. She was outside smoking.
Yelling and swearing, saying, "See how you like driving on 2 flat tires," as he bent down and stuck something into the right tire, then proceeded to flatten the left tire as well. Due to his violent history, I didn't approach him. I just left for work. When I got home from work that day, I contacted the owner of the truck and told her what I witnessed. Interesting. What do you say about that? Who's saying this? Do you know which neighbor it is?
No, I don't. I think she's saying it, but.
Your Honor, I just wanted to ask you one thing, Your Honor. If I can't afford to pay for the dog, how am I paying all these vet bills? Or take care of them? Can I show you the vet bills?
No, because I don't care. People who own dogs have to take them to the vet. Why would the person who sold it to you have to worry about that?
Because he said he had the first
prove
shot.
Prove that. Okay, so prove. So, you're all in the same boat.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, defendant says, I paid cash. We're square, but there's no receipt. Is she screwed?
She's screwed.
Is it possible when something like that happens, the judge can just look at somebody and say, you just seem honest, so even though you can't prove it, I'll buy it?
Yes, the judge can do that. That's the judge's
Well, should the judge do that?
Yes.
No, because you need a receipt. Every time you give cash, you should know better, because someone can take your money.
So there's nothing about an honest face is worth something in court? Say no.
Yeah, I don't think so. But shouldn't there's cameras in this place? Maybe you could see a video of her paying. That's what.
No cameras.
Okay.
No cameras. Just poop. Dog poop. Going inside the courtroom.
Mr. Romo, if you're going to be in the business of selling dogs, I highly, highly suggest that you take a pen and a paper or a crayon and a tissue and write down what a deal is. It makes it so much easier when you come to court. If you're going to be in the business of paying people in dribs and drabs, I highly suggest that you grab a pen and a paper and that you have, when you're handing cash, the person acknowledge that they are receiving cash from you. Cash does not leave this hand without a receipt in this hand. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. He was drunk, right?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
No.
I'm asking her, though.
Oh, no.
New Year's Eve, you have to call a cousin to talk sense into him. What's that about?
Because he's stubborn, that's why.
A little bit.
A little bit.
That's being nice.
Did you slash her tires?
No way, Your Honor. I would have got arrested for that. I would have.
In fact, did you ever report the tires to the police? Because we know you know how to call the police, because you called them several times that day.
Yeah, he pushed me down.
You never did you?
What, reported him to the police?
Reported the tire slash. If you have evidence that he slashed tires and you didn't just write this outside, why didn't you have your neighbor speak to the police and have him arrested?
I didn't even know he slashed my tires until the following morning.
Okay, so the following morning, why didn't you call the police?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because if this isn't something fabricated for court to not have to pay for dogs or whatever, you know, a person in my position has to be very careful. And so if you know how to call the police, because I know that you call the police multiple times on the 31st, you know how to call the police on the 1st.
He pushed me. He was drunk. I was afraid.
Yeah,
my
okay,
door
but
got
you know, but when you
in.
hear from a neighbor, according to you, if this is to be believed,
right.
You hear from a neighbor that he slashed your tires. You got 2 slashed tires. You have serious property damage, $400 and something. You're suing for it. If this really happened, why wouldn't you have called the police? If you know
Right.
either that's true or there is no whoever this is, one of the two. But either way, I can't trust it.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, she's
here's
there.
what's
She
no.
just-
We're done. We're done.
Okay.
Here's what's going to happen. On your lawsuit against her, you can't sue her for the son dog. You sue the son for the son dog. And I'm going to find on your lawsuit against her that she owes you an additional $300. Of that $300, you describe the banister repair. What's the door repair? We didn't even get into the door.
No, when he kept hitting it and hitting it and hitting it, and he pulled the middle
You have any
rock
proof
out.
of that one?
I didn't take any pictures, no.
Okay. And according to you, you hold on to the banister. Why?
Someone was choking this.
That's not
Sorry, it
true.
was choking me.
Oh, man.
It was choking me. And I
not
used the
true.
banister for
My son would
support.
have gotten arrested if he choked you.
Yeah, I'm having a little bit of difficulty
No.
with that. All right, I'm going to deduct the $25 for the banister, and I'm going to order you to pay the $275, and that's only because he admits to the banister. All this other damage that you're saying, you should be bringing proof of it to court.
I thought
$275 net judgment verdict for the plaintiff on your counterclaim against him. He doesn't have to pay your vet bills of dogs that you've had that I believe you haven't finished paying for. You have no proof on the other things. And that's my verdict. So on your counterclaim against him, 0, except for the banister. And on his claim against you, $275. That'll include the deduction for the banister. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Well, in what seemed like a pretty simple case at the outset turned into be a very complicated set of issues here. He gets $275. You got to pay that.
Absolutely.
Okay. You get nothing for the damages because you had no evidence.
Right.
You had no pictures, no
Yeah.
nothing, right?
Right.
So I'm sorry. It's obviously it was a bad night that night.
It was a very bad
For
night.
everybody,
Yeah, when people
right?
are drunk, they do crazy things. But I have my dogs, so I love them.
I was going to ask you, how are the dogs?
The dogs are wonderful. I love them.
Well, that's something everybody wanted to know. Thank
Yep.
you very much.
Take care.
You've got one of the dogs.
I did have one of the dogs. My mom has.
I have
Oh, you have that one
Yep.
now. Okay. And your son's dog?
He still has his also.
Okay, good. All right. That's all we need to know. Here comes Mr. Romo. He's the plaintiff. You know, that was a bad night that night. You claim
yeah.
you weren't drinking, but I don't know.
No. I wasn't drinking that
You
night.
weren't? What were you doing?
I got medical marijuana. I smoke all day long.
Well, we never
That's
heard
the
that.
only problem I have, I guess.
Okay. No, you got other problems, I think. But anyway, you satisfied? You
I'm
were suing for
satisfied.
$800. You got $275. Okay.
I'm good.
You sound like you're in the dog breeding business, but
Not really.
Not really.
But I got nice dogs. I'm not going to give away for free.
Okay, good enough. Take care of them.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Harvey?
Okay, I mean, look, it is insane, especially in these times, not to have some writing proving what you did, especially because with emails and everything, you can even do it after the fact, although you should do it at the same time, but you can do confirmations where somebody gets something. Insane not to have paperwork. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.